Do you have to get old? I know that aging is inevitable, but did you know that being old is simply a mindset, a lifestyle, and a choice? Today, we're going to talk about how you can stop the aging process in your heart, in your mind, and in a sense, in your body. So let's get into it. Aging is a frame of mind and it's a lifestyle choice. It's lots of things all wrapped up into one. Now, we know that the body ages and there's not a lot that we can do to slow it down, though there are some, and people have dedicated their careers to longevity, and it's a wonderful thing to explore and to learn more about. But today we're talking more about the mindset of getting old. Like, when are you going to choose that you are old? When are you labeling yourself? Well, I'm just old. That's just what happens to the body. Oh, well. And I kind of want to rail against that because there's so much we can do to stay youthful. And why? Let's ask ourselves, why would we want to stay youthful? That may sound like a really dumb question. There are billion-dollar industries, the fitness, the makeup, beauty, fashion, that all cater to women staying and feeling young, looking young, appearing that way. And there's a fine line between the obsession with staying young and youthful and, vibrant looking and aging gracefully and what that looks like. And today I want to weave, uh, is that the right word? Is that the right term? What am I looking for? I want to walk that line and explore what it means to choose a more youthful mindset and a more nurturing lifestyle so that we can stay forever young. A friend of mine and I were chatting, and she mentioned how her body was aching or that it wasn't working the way it used to. And she said, "Well, I guess I'm just old. I guess that's me being old." And she's just a couple years older than me. And it stopped me in my tracks because I thought, well, I don't want to be that way. I don't want to feel like my body's quitting on me. And now I'm resigned to a rocking chair. That's probably one of the deep reasons why I had such a drive to keep having kids is because it shows that you are young. Still, you're young enough to have kids and to be fertile, and you have the energy to keep up with life. So when she shared that with me, it really stuck, and it made me pretty determined to not decide to be old right now. Not in this time. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be old. And it hurts my heart to see so many women younger than me, who are giving up on themselves, giving up on life, giving up on passion and playfulness and fun. So, if you have been struggling with feeling like the inevitable is has already got age has wrapped its gnarled hooks around your leg and is dragging you down with it. A terrible image, but it may feel very valid and true. That let's There are ways that you can kick that grasp off and renew your vitality. Youthfulness is an attitude, right? You've seen those little cute old ladies who are, still wearing swimsuits and going out and running after their grandkids, and they're just spunky and they're fun and they're playful. And they're not sitting on the porch rocking away and saying, "Well, that's all I've got. Nothing left." I think that's giving up on life. And so that attitude of youthfulness, that and playfulness and joy. But here's the thing. You can't enjoy that. You can't have that if you are constantly fatigued, if you are just weighted down by stress, and if you've lost curiosity and joy, which I think you lose curiosity and joy because you feel like those aren't valuable because all you need to do right now, all you can do is survive. So many of us are stuck in survival mode, and that is because of the way that our world is wired right now, or at least the culture. And that's a wonderful thing because guess what? You get to choose. You are the one and only boss of your life and of what you believe and how you choose to live. So even though you may feel that societally you have a lot of pressures, your to-do list never ends, that you have your plate is piled full of shoulds. That is not a sentence. That is a choice. It's a choice that you're making to allow those things to have space in your life. And what's wonderful is you get to fire all of those. You can clear them. You can wash your plate. You can have nothing on your plate. I mean, we all have some responsibilities. That's part of being an adult, that we don't have, like, we can't just look to somebody else to do everything for us or be responsible. That's on us. But gosh, I know there's a whole lot of stuff that I put on myself that is self-imposed. That is, well, that's what I think I should be doing because then that will mean that I'm a good person or a good mom or a good wife or just a good neighbor. But those are just a whole bunch of shoulds. And we also believe that the more energy we put into worrying, the more likely bad things won't happen. How ridiculous is that? For the, Usually the opposite happens. The more we worry about something, the more inevitable it is that something's going to go wrong, that things aren't going to work out the way that we want. So stop putting your energy into worrying, into the negative energy of something. When you worry about something, you are wishing. You are wishing that bad things will happen. Even though it's like, no, I'm not. I'm doing the opposite. I am wishing, I am hoping, I am desiring that everything's going to be okay and everyone's going to be fine. What if instead you said, "Oh my gosh, I hope that everything's okay. I hope that it all works out." And you said, "I am so grateful that everything is going to work out. I am so grateful that everything is going to be okay." Beautiful. Beautiful. Do you feel what that did to your body? That change? You just say it. Just say it. Everything's going to work out. I believe that everything's going to be okay. It feels good. That weight just dropping from your heart, from your shoulders, that that restfulness that you get to have. It's that lightness that you need to have back in your life that helps you to enjoy it, to be able to, when you walk outside and you see the flowers in your garden or your neighbor's garden, that, and you can just have a moment of wonderment and just be taken by the beauty of that flower. I know when I'm not okay because I see the flowers in my garden, and when I walk by, I want to appreciate them. I even bend down and try to smell them, but my heart is too heavy to just bask in just the wonderment of nature and the beauty of that one flower. That's a really good gauge for me to realize, something's heavy on my heart. And that's not to say that, I mean, we're always gonna have those moments, those times when we have bigger concerns. It's not all puppy dogs and rainbows, but it's really nice to get back to that place. It's okay to have that a lot more in your life. You can have more puppy dogs and rainbows. Right now we have 8 little puppy dogs at our house, and it's so sweet. They're just now starting to open their eyes. Ah, but yeah, you can tell when you are so weighted down and when you're exhausted. You can't be youthful and exhausted. It's called taking a nap. That's that's what happens. And the great thing is that young or old naps are always refreshing. Okay, so what you want to do is be able to embrace that playfulness. You might have a clue what I'm going to say. You need to laugh. Yes, yes. Integrate that 1 minute of laughing every single day. Make that part of your ritual, your getting ready for the day ritual, because when you can laugh, oh my gosh, all you actually start laughing at your problems and your worries, and they all shrink. So small. And it feels so good to just remember how ridiculous you're being. And I'm just speaking from personal experience because it's a daily event where I realize I'm being ridiculous and I'm taking things too seriously. You just laugh about it. And sometimes that laughing turns to crying, and it's what you need. It's just, let's let it out. Get it out of there. It's good. And but then you'll get back to giggling again and just force yourself to laugh. Yeah, make it weird, make it awkward and uncomfortable, and laugh, because it does turn into its alchemy. It turns the yuckiness into pure gold and sunshine in your heart and just lightens everything. Okay, so laughing. Okay, you might even want to make it a requirement for yourself to at least once a week, if you have the opportunity to watch a whole film or to start on a TV series and you can watch an episode, watch something that makes you laugh. Take a pause on all the murder shows and all the horrifying things and the deep dramas and betrayals and lies. You know, you have enough of that kind of stuff in your life. A lot of, well, hopefully not death and drama and betrayals, but that's just this heavy crap. Take a break. Go to comedy. Watch some old Carol Burnett shows or the Muppet shows or something that just is going to make you giggle or even just kind of raise your eyebrow and go, "Huh? Well, that's kind of goofy." It's good. It's so good for you. So integrate where are there areas that you can add more laughter and fun and lightness into your life? Stay curious and lighthearted. Be a balloon. Be a balloon full of helium, because then you will sound funny when you talk. And you will float above things, and you'll have a better perspective. Did you know that balloons have really great perspectives on things because they're so high up? Be a balloon. When you feel weighted down, maybe you could think about being a balloon and just released, or like the feather in Forrest Gump that just blows, and it's exactly where it's supposed to be. Oh, what a relief. What a relief to feel that in your heart. So you don't have to defy age to defy oldness. You can continue progressing in years and be youthful. I think when we have those thoughts of like deathbed thoughts of at the end of my life, how do I want to have lived? What do I have wanted to accomplish? I'm sorry, that was all jumbled, but you get me. And where do I have want where blah, blah, was my energy put in the place that I wanted it to be? Did I invest well in my life? And one of the things that I think is important is to say, did I did I have fun? Did I enjoy life? Did I have a youthful heart? And I really hope to say yes to that. Personally, I have been old for a long time. And a lot of that was, again, that self-imposed, oh, the weight of the world is on my shoulders. Oh, it's a dark, cruel place, this world. And that's really a waste of my life. I wasted a lot of time and so much energy thinking, oh, woe is me. Oh, dark is the world. When there's a whole lot of the opposite of that. Yes, that stuff exists and it is here. But it's just like night and day. There's where do you want to live? Like where does your heart want to live in this life? And that we get to choose that. Choose light, choose youthfulness, choose happiness and delight and curiosity. Investigate things. Just take a moment instead of just plowing through life and I got to check all the boxes and I got to just do the thing and I'm stuck on my routine. Take a moment and get curious about something. Look it up, look into it, look at it. So it's like the flower thing. Go outside and check out, do you really know how petals are attached, how they grow on a rose or on Black Eyed Susan? Thinking of the roses out in my garden. And just sit and take a moment, especially if you have kids, you can bring them in and just look at in wonderment at this thing and just start investigating. It's fascinating. I think something like that shows you it's like a microcosm of the cosmos. You see how beautiful and intricate and complex everything is. And it gives me a sense of peace knowing that something so small has so much design and perfection. And here I am, this big lumbering lady. Actually, I'm not that big. But anyway, there's like I'm here, this human that's taking up space in the world with my big brain that worries about all sorts of stuff. And to think about how that applies to me. And when I think about the wonderment of my own body and how it operates without me thinking or really doing anything consciously, it just keeps going. And it's wonderful. And we only notice it when our body stops doing the thing that it normally does. And then you go, ah, dumb body. Ah, just getting old, breaking down on me like it's inevitable. And I just disagree. Let's move on. So, a key mantra for what we just talked about is a woman who keeps her spark alive never grows old. I was listening to, gosh, I can't even remember what it was. And they were talking about this woman who is like in her 80s. And she had such a sense of delight and just rapture about life that she was so easily pleased and not just like, oh, well, whatever. Oh, whatever. No, it was that someone served her up some food they made and she, oh my gosh, genuine response, not putting it on. This smells delicious. Oh, I can't wait to taste this. Did you, curiosity again, did you come up with this recipe? Is this something that you make often? Oh my goodness, it's amazing. She had such delight that she was found in her 80s utterly captivating by men of all ages. They just found her rapturous. She's just a, a phenomenon. And and what was so beautiful, it was her childlike absolute adoration and delight in being alive in the world. And I love someone with that kind of attitude is always rich, so abundant, rich, full of life. I mean, whether I don't have no idea if she was wealthy or not, but with that kind of attitude, I don't know how you can't be, how you can't create that in your life, that amount of appreciation and gratitude and delight in life. I mean, that feels like wealth and that feels like eternal youth to me. So I just love, I think I will always hold that in my heart, that story of just that woman's energy that she had. And that is being older, but staying youthful. So oftentimes we wait until we're about 40 years old to really start taking care of our bodies because we feel the tick, 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 tick. Oh gosh, or maybe we start to see some lines on our faces or start to see some gray hairs coming in. And we're like, oh my, how do I fight this? I guess I should start taking care of myself instead of being raised taking care of ourselves. And, we just abuse our bodies in our early years and just do whatever and live hard. But then, so we hit this time where we realize how important vitality is. So what can you do if you have kind of crossed that age milestone and you're feeling a sense of like, oh my gosh, age is creeping up on me? Well, realizing that our bodies don't have to slow down just because we're getting older. You might start to feel some aches and pains and things, but I truly believe that by living in a more nourishing and nurturing manner, that we can eliminate or avoid the majority of these old age ailments. I really do. I do not think that they are inevitable. They really are preventative. And in many ways, you can reverse what you've done and gain that youthful vitality in your body back. It's fantastic. So let's get into it. So with strength and mobility, you use it or lose it. And I know a lot of us may have lifestyles where it's hard to find that time to be active. And maybe you have a job that requires you to sit in a chair for the majority of your day or be stuck in one room. But again, this is your life and these are your choices. You have so much available to you. You are not stuck anywhere. You have full power and control to change your circumstances. It's a beautiful thing. That might be really uncomfortable hearing, and you might say, baloney, who are you? Who do you think you are? But from personal experience, I know that when truth strikes its chord in my heart, it can be really uncomfortable. But the beautiful thing is we all get to choose. And so with that, just a reminder that you can choose your level of activity in your life, just like you can choose your stress level in your life. You can cut a job out or down or look somewhere else. You can ask for that thing to be manifested in your life and find that place of freedom that you so desperately desire. It is there for you to create. It's a beautiful thing. But let's get back to body and fitness and stuff. So, strength training is one of the most important things that you can do for your body. And walking. It's not that hard to get out there and go for a 30-minute walk, even an hour. You can fit it in somewhere, bring someone or some people along, make it part of your lifestyle and say, this is a non-negotiable. I need to move and I need to lift weights. Whether you are not, like maybe you have something going on with your knee or your arm or whatnot. I know that my shoulder's been bugging me a lot, but there's a whole lot that I can do otherwise. And there's a lot that you can do as well in gaining strength or maintaining it as well. Because the stronger that your body is, the more it's going to carry you around and do all the things that you're wanting it to do for as long as possible. So even if you are 60 years old and you are listening to this and you are stuck in a chair, did you know that there are ways for you to regain your mobility, to get you back up walking again? It's incredible what our bodies are capable of. And you know what? They don't hit 40 years old or 50 years old and say, "All right, get ready for the chair because this is going to be your home for the next 40 years." What a bunch of crap, right? That is baloney. Baloney. You are meant to be vital until the day you die. That's the way I'm going to go. Just because your mother or your grandmother chose something different, or the people in your community have decided to hang up tie their shoelaces and throw them on the telephone wire and say, all done with that. No more walking for me. Give me that cart while I go shop at Walmart. I'm a cart person now. No, no, that does not have to be your story. Don't, don't, don't give up just because that's what most people tend to do. No, you have so much more life and possibility. So my husband and I recently had a conversation where he's about to turn 50. And he said, "No, okay, I had the first half of my life, that was kind of practice. Now I know what I want and where I'm going and what I'm doing. And these are my years of really embodying self and of doing more things that I want to do in life." And I love that. I love that he has that vitality, and I am so encouraged by it. And I think it is hard if you have a spouse, a husband who has kind of, hung up their running shoes and they're just sitting on the couch the majority of their life saying, "Oh, just my body," and they're eating crap food and they're just not taking care of themselves. It can be challenging to say, "You know what? I'm not going to choose that. I'm going to choose something different. I want more for myself." And I know that you want more for him as well. And by you taking those steps to take care of yourself, you can be that inspiration. Now, if you take your running shoes and you whack them upside the head and say, "Get off the couch, you lazy bum." Oh, how disgusting. I can't believe you're just sitting here and eating that crap. That will get you nowhere except possibly divorced. And instead, love your man enough to be an encouragement by example and to love him despite his choices. Respect his choice as a grown man to choose whatever he'd like to do, and that's okay because it's his life. He's not saying, well, he might. If you have someone who isn't emotionally ready to see you change and evolve into a better version of yourself, you might get some flack. But be stronger than that. Be loving in spite of that and see their heart soften as and hopefully they will be inspired to join you on the journey as well. Eat the food that you're making and start lifting with you. So I have been so encouraged by lifting weights. I didn't grow up in the gym at all. I didn't. My husband introduced me to weightlifting, and I tell you, I was so afraid to go in the weight room. I I felt like someone was going to yell at me and kick me out, or like, "You're wasting everyone's time being here," because it was frightening. Fortunately, he created a home gym for us, and so I can be free of being self-conscious entirely and lift weights and have his assistance. So I feel so fortunate, so grateful that he has been such a fantastic coach for me. And an example for our kids. We have even our 2.5-year-old goes in there with the kid bar and he's just out there lifting, and it's absolutely adorable. But yeah, currently I think we have just about everybody in our family lifting to some extent. Just the kids just for fun, except for our older kids. They're serious and it's so cool. But the level of confidence that you get, this is a whole other episode, just talking about the benefits of weightlifting for women, for anybody, but specifically about what it does for you as a woman. It helps inoculate you to doing hard stuff. It helps you, just like childbirth. If you birth naturally, like the predominant story, the line that most women who have birthed naturally say is like, "Ugh, I can do anything now. I birthed a baby. That was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I can do anything." And that's what lifting does as well, because you are pushing against your limits. You continue to lift heavier. That's the point. Lift heavy, girls. Do it. It's not going to make you big and bulky. Um, I mean, it might if you're taking drugs. So don't do that and you're just fine. But that what it does for your mental stamina for life, it helps you to be mentally stronger, to be able to weather stuff that comes at you and not be blown everywhere, because guess what? You got this. You have to. When you are bearing down and you are pushing that weight, you have to be focused and strong and sturdy and push against everything inside of you that's saying, "I can't do this. I can't. It's too hard." Nope, you don't. Opt out. Can't do that. You have to keep pushing forward. Wow, that has been incredibly beneficial in my life as well. Oh, so I can't recommend it more for you. Ladies, let us lift. And it's just, who is it? Josh Groban? "I'll lift you up." Anyway, uh, so also, I mean, you might be struggling, as many of us do, with weight issues. To stay youthful and vital, we want to get to a weight that feels comfortable. Now, no, you don't have to look like a fitness model. Don't you just want to be able to, like, of course we want to love our bodies, but that first we have to genuinely love who we are, love ourselves, and then help our bodies become the design that we want. And guess what? Your genetics will determine what your physical design is. You will not look like, I will never look like Julie Laurie, who I think is absolutely fantastic. And you should check her out. She has women's lifting and nutrition coaching. She has a great online experience and she has really wonderful things. And she's just a sweetheart. So I will link her in the show notes. But I will never look like Julie, and I probably never will have abs like she does because I'm a different person. Now, I will never say never necessarily, but chances are only Julie can look like Julie, and only Kelly can look like Kelly. So, same goes with you, girl. Only you can look like the best version of yourself. So, using someone else's body as an expectation for ourselves is a flaw. And we don't want that. What we can do is say, "Ooh, girl, I love you. I love me so much that I just want to see what's possible in this body." And then just take it to where you want to be. We are not looking for perfection. We are looking for delight and joy and happiness. And that's what we want. So it is important if you feel like I can't walk down to go pick up my mail because I'm winded, because I'm just carrying so much, then we want to take that burden off. So there are so many resources, and I um, I think Julie's a good place to start. But and I think we know there's so many things where we know that where we have been sabotaging ourselves with how we have been caring for our body. We're not getting enough sleep. We're not getting proper nutrition. And I know that's also questionable. What does proper nutrition mean? And some people go, well, that's a whole food plant-based diet. Others say, no, it's a carnivore diet or whatnot. But in general, we know it doesn't mean Cheetos and ice cream sandwiches and Coca-Cola. And a lot of times those things just creep into our lives and then become staples, just what we do. We don't even think about it. And it's pretty easy. Like the first step is just to eliminate that crap from our lives. And that can be really hard, but that's a step that is completely doable. So this isn't again a talk about weight loss, but it is talking about acknowledging that to be youthful and vital and to not give up on your body and say, well, I guess I'm just old. Get me my rocking chair, engrave my name on it. My butt's now permanently flat because I'm just going to be sitting on it for the rest of my life. Who wants to spend 40 years in a chair? I don't. Okay, moving forward. Sleep and hydration, super duper important for yourself. Make sure you're drinking something that is called water. Yes, for hydration, not Gatorade or some kind of, drink with all sorts of chemicals in it. Drink some good old fashioned water and drink a lot of it. Not like a ridiculous amount, but just, refresh yourself. Have a glass of water before every meal and then have a glass when you're thirsty. Sounds lovely. And sleep. Clearly, we all know what we should be doing, but we often don't because so many excuses. But that's something that we can do better at and making a priority for self-care and staying young because when you are exhausted, you feel like keeper of the crypt. And I know I feel like my whole face has lost all of its juice and yeah, so has my heart when I'm exhausted. My heart has no juice. So you can make your 40s and your 50s, and I'd say even your 60s, some of your best years ever, some of your most active, some of your fittest, happiest, most adventurous years of your life. They can certainly be some of your most youthful moments. I love it. Now let's talk about appearance. Even though you might say, well, you talked about body and body is how you appear. This is about how you dress yourself. Like what you're doing to the outside, not the inside. How we present ourselves says, I think, a lot about how we feel about our value. When we choose to put ourselves together, it says, I have dignity and I respect myself. And also, I think it's expressive. It says who I am in the world. I love using my appearance as a creative act. I do. I think fixing my hair, putting on makeup, choosing my wardrobe for the day is a creative act. And I love being able to express myself. And I feel like that is a beautiful way that I can do that every single day and that every woman should as well. when we grab the cleanest dirty shirt and we, as Johnny Cash would say, and we put on our leggings and throw on our Crocs and put our hair into a ponytail barely and just, hey, I brushed my teeth. What else do you want in life? That really is doing us a disservice. It's doing you a disservice that you deserve to feel better in your body. And I am frustrated by the culture that we live in. I had uh, the lack of the lack of pride and dignity that in our appearance, where now everything is aimed at comfort as absolute number one. And even the embracing the like body image of, hey, it's everything is okay and you are fine just the way you are. I I think that it's like saying hope for a whole lot less. You know what? You don't have to try. You don't. You know what? You showed up on earth and that's enough. And that's it. Don't even don't trouble yourself. Don't think that you deserve any better because that's just about it. Go for the lowest possible. Okay? Just don't strive. Striving is for weenies. And it's not that I think that we all need to climb Mount Everest theoretically in life, but it's that, I guess metaphorically, that's what I meant. It's that I think effort shows vitality, in my opinion. And I think it's really important for us to put some effort because it shows that we care about ourselves. And it's not about, well, I care about what other people think. I mean, there is that to an extent because I want to show that I have pride in myself and I have dignity and I have respect for myself. And I don't want to go to the post office in my pajamas. I just don't think that's okay. That's not being respectful to the post office. That's saying you don't deserve any better than me and my PJs. Post office. And, insert location here. So let's move forward. So it doesn't have to, for you, you might already know, like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I could do better. I want to do better, but I don't have any energy. All right, well, we know how to fix that, right? We talked about it. So looking at your closet, or what is it that you do? What do you have a uniform? Basically, like I had, there was a woman who had a uniform where it was, she had like four different colored shirts, but they were all the same shirt styles, cut and everything. And then she had a couple like fleece jacket things so there was a couple colors there and they all had like certain pins. And then she had two types of, two, actually just colors, same pant, two different colors. And that was her uniform. But here's the thing. She liked the way that she looked in all of them. She felt put together, and it was really easy for her to pick her clothes out in the morning. She just knew, like, ooh, I feel like the pink shirt today, and I'm going to put that with the teal fleece jacket thingy and vest, and I'm going to wear the black pants. All right, now put on my tennis shoes, and I am off to go conquer the world. And then she was all about her hair. I'm talking about my mom. I really admired that. She had 10 kids. And it was important to her to make sure she felt like she had put herself together to go and conquer the world. And that woman conquered the world. She accomplished so much every single day with grace. And I admire that. So what I've gone ahead and kind of created a uniform for myself. And it's a capsule wardrobe, which is something everybody should try because it limits your options to only things that you love. I talked about this. You may have heard that episode. Limit your clothes to the things that you love that are also interchangeable as far as like you can make multiple outfits with fewer amounts of clothing so that you don't stare at a wardrobe full of clothes and say, I have nothing to wear. Because if your closet is filled with clothes that don't even fit you or that were part of who you were maybe a couple years ago or even last year, and you're not that person anymore. Maybe you've quit your job and you're not working a corporate lifestyle anymore, but your closet is still filled with work clothes. Every time you look at them, there is there's a negative sense about that. You look at that and either you go, "Oh, I miss my job," or like, "Oh, I hated my job." Get those out of your wardrobe. You don't deserve to have that. You don't deserve to every day feel that way by trying to get dressed. I mean, gosh golly, get the stuff out of your closet that doesn't make you feel confident and happy and jazzed and feminine and all that. So you don't have to stay young. You don't have to dress like you're 20 years old if you're 40 or older. You don't have to just like wear pigtails and bobby socks. I mean, you could if you want to. No one's going to stop you. But what it means is you don't have to surrender to frumpiness. Mm, yes. I know, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but my social media feeds are chock full of these apps and companies that help you find your style and not dress frumpy anymore. And that's probably my age is why they're aimed at it. So this is what we're talking about is saying no to frumpy and saying yes to wearing things that make you feel delighted and capable and like you want to go out and do stuff. And that when you come into the world and you say, "Hey, world, I'm grocery shopping," or "Hey, world, I'm at the car wash," like wherever it is, that you still feel like, you want to be the star in your movie, your movie of life. How would she dress? Isn't that fun to think about? If I was playing me in the movie of my life, how would I want to look? Ooh, get creative with that. What does that really feel like? Start imagining. So you might need to go shopping. You definitely need to go through your clothes and get rid of that stuff we talked about. For sure. And it doesn't mean you have to get rid of it permanently, but get it out of your sight. Put it in a box, put it in a bag, put it somewhere else, and just have the things that help you feel this vitality and youthfulness and not frumpy. Yeah? You deserve better than that. So, glowing, healthy skin is so much better than a face full of makeup. Yeah, use makeup to enhance your beauty, but we don't have to just be caking everything on and hide all of the lines and pretend that we have not lived all the years that we've lived. But we also don't have to just say, like, well, don't give up. Don't give up. You deserve better than to give up now. You have so much more life left. And it's just fun. Now, the best thing that you can do for your appearance, besides, we talked about the clothing and whatnot, is to smile. It's the most youthful, gorgeous, wealthy thing that you can do for yourself is to smile. Even when you're not feeling like it, smile. It will help you lift you out of that weight of the world. Oh, it's just too tough. To, okay, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's not so bad. Guess what? I bet there's something I could laugh about. That's great. That reminds me of, it has nothing to do with being old, but about just like a reality check and a reminder. Uh, I was on my way to my wedding. And my sister and my mom were in the car with me. We're about the same age. She's a year older. And we were stuck in traffic. We were running late and it was like a 30-minute drive. And we were, I would say, almost 30 minutes late. And I was having a freak out, totally freaking out. And my incredible sister was cracking jokes and just being funny, trying to lighten the mood. And I snapped at her and said, "Stop trying to be funny." But I so appreciate that that's who she is. And did you know, no, because you didn't, but you should, and now you will. She is one of the most youthful people I know. One of the things that are her favorite things to do are to sit in the sunshine and blow bubbles and play with Play-Doh. Like the scent of Play-Doh makes her giddy, and she just loves basically being in preschool. And it is glorious because she has such a light and delighted heart that it puts everyone else at ease and it helps them relax and it helps them enjoy life more. And I really want to be more like her. I really want to be so much more filled with wonder and delight at such simple, beautiful things that any age can get behind. Anybody can get behind blowing bubbles and it will make them absolutely delighted. And like, who doesn't love seeing bubbles fly around and just try to pop them and just watch where they go and their beauty and their iridescence? You know, bubbles, so I can stop talking about it. But it's just fun and Play Doh, where anything is possible. Yes. And it tastes like salt. Good times. Uh, I think that is really fun. So how can we add more lightness into our lives and not just decide to stay old or be old and I'm stuck there? Don't. It's a choice. So to recap, you can't stop aging, but you can absolutely stop living like you're old. Where in your life are you carrying heaviness that ages you? That's a really good thing you might want to journal on. I highly encourage you to do so. Because it shows when you take action on something instead of just, oh, that's, I'll consider that. It means you're serious about yourself and your change and your life. And you deserve better than to have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. So, with that, where can you identify what it is that you're carrying? What could you let go of? How can you lighten your load to become that woman that you want to be? What's one playful or beauty loving habit that you can bring back this week, today? Just one, just add one. Or to have a whole makeover. Do a whole redo makeover of your life from being old to being that youthful version of you. Speaking of that, what does a vibrant, nourished, feminine version of yourself look like now? Imagine her, that version of you. What does she look like? How is she living her life? How can you start walking to become her? I know you can. It's so beautiful. Feel free to email me and share your journey with me at wholewomanawakening@gmail.com. If you are inspired by this, share it with a woman that you know, somebody you love, someone you care about, some sister. And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and like. I would really appreciate it. The more that we get that kind of feedback, the more that this is visible to more women, that they can be encouraged to not get old either and to become their whole awakened woman that they deserve to be. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be here next week, and I hope you come too.